What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph? You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, we're going back to Iced Earth. Yes, indeed, Iced Earth fans feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-bibbidi-bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Ben Guevara, and Ben wanted to see me react to this song by Iced Earth called Creator Failure. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, yeah, I've heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Official Iced Earth, okay? And the video has 7,500 views. Not gonna get you there, sorry. No, look, I'm sure the song is fine, I'm sure the video is fine. Okay, I'm not saying anything is bad here. I'm just saying 7,500 views is not gonna get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. There we are. Creator Failure, remixed and remastered.
I am the hype!
All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
The halftime feel, stare on 3, 4. Yep. I like it. It ends on the 6, but I like it. Dun 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 da da. Yeah, so it's 6 minor 7 minor root minor 7 minor 6. I like that. I should. Here's the thing. You would think I wouldn't like that because of the way it sits and it ends on the 6 without really resolving, but it does resolve within itself. But going back up to the root again, just on 1 instead of the end of the phrase, or the end of the phrase, I should say. It relies on going back to the root for the start of the phrase to do the resolution for it. A lot of people might say that's lazy songwriting. And to some extent, I kind of see their point of view, but I disagree. I think it does a fine job resolving it on its own by going back up to the root again. Now, if it had not gone back to the root every single time, I couldn't make that statement, but it did. Every single time we did that riff, it would always go back to the root. And that's how it works. Even if just one time had gone down to the 5, then the argument could be made, why didn't you do that every single time? You know? That was smart. That was smart. I gotta give credit where credit's due. That was smart. The drumming on this, if I'm being honest, is probably the most interesting part of the song. The snare placement, the placement of the snare hits. A lot of offbeat, placement, and mixed in with downbeat placement too. I mean, it's very creative, and it's here's the thing, it works. It's not janky. It's not distracting. It's not taking away from the song as a whole. As a matter of fact, it's being creative, and it's adding to the complexity of the song in a way that's very pleasing to the ear. So I mean, I'm digging what the drummer's doing. I know there's going to be people going, why can't the drumming just, play a straight ahead pattern? And again, I do see their complaint. I do see their argument, and I'm not disagreeing with them to some extent, but I like what's happening. And I normally don't, but I do here. It fits. It works. And maybe it's because we're in that halftime feel. I mean, it going into more of a straight time feel. Maybe that's why. But I'm digging what's happening within the drumming. I'm feeling it. I'm absolutely feeling it. Everything else is good. Everything else is good. I have no complaints about the song as a whole. Everything else, it fits. It works. It sounds good. It sounds solid. I'm not going to sit here, though, and blow everything out of proportion. Oh, my God, this is the most amazing song I've ever heard in my life. No, I'm not going to do that. But I am liking what I'm hearing. This is my second or third reaction. I think this is my third reaction to Iced Earth. I got to say, out of the 3 songs I've heard, I think this might be the one I've enjoyed so far the most. So, let's get going. Let's see where this goes. They really like flat 2s, don't they? Extra emphasis on those subdivisions. I like that. Very subtle. Very subtle. Okay. Going in a new direction here. Now this... This feels like they just cut the tempo in half and now they're playing with a straight time feel as opposed to playing at a tempo that's twice as fast but playing at a halftime feel. This feels more... This feels, at least to me, this is how it feels to me. This feels like the snare is on the 2 and the 4 rather than on 3 and 3. Instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This feels like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, as opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the same snare placement, but this feels more straight time at a halftime tempo. Like the tempo was actually cut in half. I could be wrong about that. But that's how it feels to me, and that's how that's how I'm internalizing it, and that's how I'm interpreting it. So I could very well be wrong about that. I could be. I would have to see the sheet music. I would have to see the arrangement and see what they came up with. You know, I'm not 100% certain, but that's how it feels to me. Anyway, that's interesting. I wonder, and they did it well off the transition. And I think that's the biggest giveaway, is the fact that we had that shift in direction. We faded out, we started to bring it down, and then we come back in. It feels like we're going in a new direction, which would be the perfect place to cut the tempo in half and bring it down from, 180 to 90, or, from 170 to, 170 to 85. It just feels like that's happened. But again, disclaimer, I could very well be wrong about that, but that's how it feels to me. Wow. Swear to God, that sounds like Rob Halford. I'm not usually the biggest fan of guys doing falsetto, because most guys, I'm not saying every guy can't, but most guys don't understand how to use falsetto appropriately with support and power and projection. Not every guy can do it. King Diamond definitely can do it. Rob Halford definitely can do it. This guy, I don't know who this guy is. This guy can do it without question. I swear, though, I know it probably isn't, but is that Rob Halford? It sounds like it. It absolutely sounds like it. Whoever it is understands falsetto and how to make it work with proper support and power and projection. So it doesn't sound wispy. It doesn't sound thin. It doesn't sound weak. I mean, yeah, the notes get up there, but what's the point of getting the notes up there if you sound like an utter and complete wuss doing it? It doesn't make any sense, I just don't understand why guys just don't understand it. If you can't sing falsetto with power and projection, then don't sing falsetto. It sounds ridiculous, especially when you have a song like this. Powerful, strong, emphatic, and you're going to come in there with a wispy, thin, weak falsetto. Okay, great, you're hitting the notes. Good for you. Man, you sound like a wuss doing it. Just don't. Take it down an octave, or go down to the 5th and harmonize it. That would sound better. Ugh, No, but this person clearly understands how falsetto works. He clearly does. So good on him. Good on him. Don't know who it is. Is it Rob Halford? I'll be thrilled if it is, but it kind of sounds like him, but I don't think it's him. But whoever it is, great job. Great job. Let's finish this out. Swear to God, that sounds like Rob Halford. Yeah, I tried to go double time. Doesn't feel right. I'm trying to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's not sitting right with me. Watch, try it with me. Try to go on that double time feel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to count that double time feel that we had. Try it, and I'm telling you, it doesn't. It fit. Yeah, sure, it'll fit, but does it work? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't feel right. 4, 2, 4. That just feels better. I swear they went to halftime. I swear they did. They cut the tempo in half and then created a straight feel. They must have. That must be it, right? That's gotta be it. It just feels better. Like at the beginning of that double time feel with the double time tempo with the halftime feel, yeah, that felt right there. It doesn't feel right here. After that, after we had that transition, it just that double time tempo just doesn't work anymore. God. They had to have gone to halftime. They had to have. With a straight time feel. That must be it. Gotta be it. It makes sense. I mean, if you were to write it out on paper, it would make perfect sense, but I don't know if that's what they actually intended to do. I would have to ask them. Anyway, let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Iced Earth with Creator Failure. This was a request from Ben Guevara. Okay, let's just get to the score, and we'll go from there. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give that an 8.4. Yep, 8.4. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, an 8.4. What does that mean? Well, an 8.4 would translate to a great scale rating, so I think this is a great song. It would get 4 to 5 stars and an A- letter grade. So there you go, an 8.4, great scale rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Now, how did I come up with this score? So glad you asked. To be honest with you folks, this is my third reaction, I think, to Iced Earth. It's either my... No, it hasn't been my second. This is either my third or fourth reaction to Iced Earth. And I can say, beyond a shadow of a doubt, this is my favorite song I've heard from them. Okay, now, I know that sounds very redundant. You've heard, you know, dozens of reactors say the same thing, and they'll say it on every song, you know. Oh, this is my 6th song I've listened to from Iced Earth, and this is my new favorite. This is my, and every time they do one, this is my new favorite. I even said, I know for a fact the last reaction I did to Iced Earth I was not the biggest fan of. It's me personally. I don't know what I gave that. I don't remember the score I gave it, but I wasn't thrilled with it. Now this, without question, this is my new favorite song that I personally have heard from Iced Earth. It had a lot of things going for it, and to be honest with you, I had no complaints about the song. at all. None. Zero. There is nothing I would want to change. Starting off with that beginning. Now, this is probably the biggest thing about the song that really kind of did it for me more than anything else. The play with feel and tempo. Now, I could be wrong. I don't know. But to me, this sounded like we were up in tempo. Probably, I don't know where exactly. Somewhere like, let's just hypothetically, I'm not saying this is the tempo, but hypothetically, let's say we were at about maybe 160, okay? 160 beats per minute. And we had that halftime feel going for it, right? We were at 160 tempo, but we were playing in a halftime feel. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, with the snare hits on 3 and only 3. And then we had that transition where we turned around and we went in a little bit of a different direction. Now, this would be the perfect place to do this, where they took that 160 beats per minute and they brought it down to 80 beats per minute. And instead of going in a halftime feel with the snare only on 3, they put the snare on a straight feel on 2 and 4. You're gonna get the exact same beat placement. It's gonna be the exact same snare placement. The snare hits are gonna happen in the exact same places, but the feel just felt straight time to me at a 80 beat per minute tempo. I could be very wrong about that. I very well could be. There could have been absolutely no change and they stayed in that halftime feel, but I'm telling you, man, just something tells me, just from the approach of the song and the rhythmic placement of the song, within not within the drumming necessarily, but within the other instrumentation, it really felt to me like it really took more of a straight time feel in 80 beats per minute as opposed to a halftime feel at 160 beats per minute. I know I'm making a big deal about this, but that doesn't happen as often as you might think. Most of the time, they'll stay at the same tempo and they'll just play with feel, as you know, a double time feel and a straight time feel. This really felt different. It really felt quite different in everything that was happening, both in the drumming, in the guitar playing, the bass playing, even the vocal approach felt different. So I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I'll be the first to admit it if I am. If people can come to me with the score, the actual sheet music written by Iced Earth, not transcribed by Johnny Nobody. I want the real transcription. I want the real score from Iced Earth. And if it shows that I'm wrong, I will freely admit that I'm wrong. No problem, no questions asked, no hesitation. But to me, that's what it felt like. And that, to me, was really cool. You don't see it happen as often as you might think. And they pulled it off well. Loved that transition, by the way, how well and smoothly they pulled it off. The guitar playing, nice across the board. No issues with anything that was happening within the guitar playing. Bass playing, solid. No issue with anything that was happening within the drumming. The drumming, I mean, not the drum, the bass playing. Guitar playing and bass playing was nice, solid all the way through. The drumming, in the first half of the song, it was interesting. We had some really interesting rhythmic placement of the snare coming out of the, I believe it was the verses, going in, maybe it was the pre-chorus I was hearing, but the snare hitting on those offbeats in particular, that was interesting. Didn't see that coming. It definitely grabbed my attention, and it served its purpose. In the first half of the song, vocally, it was fine. I mean, I didn't hear anything bad. I'm not gonna sit here and say it was impressive, but I didn't hear anything bad in the first half of the vocals. In the second half of the vocals, though, when we did that transition, when he went up into the falsetto, that was impressive. And it's not because of the notes he was hitting. I've heard other singers hit those notes before. And I've heard a lot of different singers hit those high notes before. Here's what impressed me. It wasn't what he was singing, it was how he was singing it, with power and support and projection. It didn't sound breathy, it didn't sound wispy, it didn't sound airy, it didn't sound weak. No. It sounded strong, it sounded supported. There was a lot of projection there, a lot of power there. And guys, ladies, gentlemen, let me tell you, I have heard so many vocalists, male vocalists, try to sing falsetto, and it just sounds weak. It sounds thin. It sounds breathy. It sounds airy. It does not sound strong. It does not sound powerful. Not like this. This, and I use this comparison, and I do not use this comparison lightly, this sounded like Rob Halford. Now, I know it probably wasn't, okay? I know it, more than likely it was not. But dang it, let me tell you, there were spots in the vocals there where I was like, is that Rob? It certainly sounds like it. Now that was interesting. It was impressive, and I will absolutely give credit where credit's due. The vocals in those falsetto points, it blew me away. It absolutely did. I was not expecting that, so it was a nice surprise. You take everything, you roll them together, and you come up with a great score of 8.4. Now, I don't know if that's the highest score I've ever given Iced Earth. I think I've actually given them a higher score. But score doesn't really matter when it comes to how I personally feel about the song. I personally think this is, I know this is, when it comes to Iced Earth songs, out of all the songs I've heard from Iced Earth so far, this is my favorite, without question. The score may not necessarily reflect that. They may have had other more impressively written songs that are more impressively written than this, more songs that are, maybe more impressively, executed than this, but I dug this song. I really did, and I got no qualm and no hesitation saying that this is my new favorite song by Iced Earth. Now, maybe down the road, something might come along and dethrone it. Who knows? Maybe. There might be songs from Iced Earth that might get higher score. There might already be songs that get higher score than this one, but that doesn't change the fact that this is my favorite song that I've heard so far. So there it is, 8.4. I feel good with that score, and that's where we're gonna stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We got an 8.4, which is a great scale rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care. Whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's gonna do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.